the crisis we are involved in is a crisis for which everybody is making huge sacrifices. Many people find it already very difficult to survive. And every money that is available, and there isn't much available, should be going to the most critical areas of managing the crisis. The most critical areas of managing this crisis are not being funded. Even the money that was given for supplementary, the 304 billion or whatever, you'll find that money that was given for COVID testing is only 2.5 billion. But you are giving MPs 10 billion when the most critical thing that should be focused on at the moment, which will guide us on how to manage the pandemic, is the testing, to know the prevalence of the disease and how it is spreading or not spreading. There is no money for testing. There is no money for protective equipment for the doctors and healthcare workers, even as we talk now. And very little money has been set aside for that purpose. There are no allowances for healthcare workers. The MPs are already, some of the most highly paid people in Uganda. They should instead be making a contribution from their earnings to the COVID task force. So for even to consider giving money to themselves for whatever reason they are saying that they are going to monitor or monitor hospitals. What are they going to monitor in hospitals which they have not funded? This is a huge scandal. I hope that they will, and this is why the Speaker, I think, does not want people to talk about it, does not want the MPs to talk about it, because they are already giving all kinds of ridiculous defenses out there. This is a scandal. The best way to get out of it is simply to withdraw this scandalous thing, put the money to where it is required.
Who should rein in on them, in other words? Who can stop this?
Well, you see, the reason all those in leadership do whatever they want, even if it is so unjust to the people they lead, is because they are not accountable. That is the bottom line. If you know that elections will not depend on what you have been doing, but you know that there is a totally impoverished society, an ignorant society, you can steal this money. Indeed, the COVID money is they are taking it so that it helps them to become elected in the next election, because they know people have no sort, have nothing. They can give 1,000 shillings to everybody and they will vote them back. This is the reason they do these kinds of things. And so as long as we don't have an accountable system of government, a government that arises out of people's will and that stays in office on the basis of people's support, this kind of behavior will continue. Don't forget that ahead of every election, we see this kind of thing.
But Doc,
this very parliament, remember, this very parliament took money for the change of the constitution.
Doc, you have members from the Forum for Democratic Change who are also going to receive this money.
You see, this is not a matter that should depend on whether you are a Forum for Democratic Change or whatever. This is a moral issue.
Dr. Kizza Besigye.
Anybody, whether he is FDC, whether he is my brother, whether he is whatever kind of person, this is not something that you do. And we have had controversies. This is not the first time. I am telling you that people took money that they were going to consult over the age limit thing. Those we could prevail over brought back the money to the government, of course, for it also to be stolen. And in fact, some of those who keep the money say that if we keep it, we may use it directly on people. If we take it back, we are also hand it back to the other wolves.
Dr. Kizza Besigye.
So, but it is better that the money remains in the hands of the wolves than taking it and raising such a basic moral question.